Oh, let's find out how much. Hokey smokes. Look at that. Gallon of milk is $13. Like just under $10 for some Hershey's bars. Greetings, San Anselmo astronomers. Here I am at San Francisco International Airport, and we're going on a little trip. In about 90 minutes, I am going to be boarding the plane you see right behind you, the 737, and we're going to be flying to Anchorage, Alaska. That's going to take us about 4 hours and 45 minutes. I booked a first-class ticket, so hopefully it's going to be a very pleasant, comfortable flight. Hopefully the food's going to be good. And then after a layover, I am going to be heading up to Barrow, Alaska, inside the Arctic Circle. And since it's summertime, there'll be 24 hours of daylight, which should be really neat, something I've never experienced before. And one of the things I want to do is buy a pizza inside the Arctic Circle. How does that sound? Buying a pizza inside the Arctic Circle. We'll see what that's like. We'll see the Arctic Ocean, and we'll experience 24 hours of daylight. Even at midnight, the sun should be out. Hello everyone, this is the first class lunch on the Alaska airline flight. Okay, about 2 hours and 15 minutes, or actually 2 hours and 45 minutes into the flight. We're well past the halfway point, as you can see. That's better. Here we are, I guess. This is Alaska. This is Barrow. This is pretty darn far north now. Let's see if I can find how to get to the Top of the World Hotel. It's kind of a nice adventure. So the hotel's about a mile from here?
Yeah, it's not too far.
Great. Well, I think the most important question for me to ask is, where's the pizza place, huh?
It's actually on this side of the play basketball.
Wow.
They're getting a pool actually right over there.
Oh, swimming pool.
Yeah, on this newer looking part.
Great. Now, do you live here all year round?
I do, yes.
Well, it must be really kind of difficult in the winter when it's all totally dark.
Yeah, in February it got down to -72.
-72, my gosh.
That was with wind chill.
Yeah.
It was a true of -44.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you ever have to worry about like the gasoline in the cars freezing or the cars not running?
No, but all the other fluids you have to worry about.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So like the oil and everything else you got to worry about. But the gas is fine.
Well, this is a fantastic place, all right. I love it so far. It's I haven't been on these roads with this many potholes in it.
Yeah, it's been like this kind of weather for the last 2 weeks, and it just hasn't been nice on that.
Well, yeah. The last time I saw roads like this, it was in Kazakhstan at the Baikonur Cosmodrome, but that was about 19 years ago last time I was there. But so this is really cool, and I do appreciate you giving me the tour door here and telling me what it is, what's
Are you
going on.
planning on going to the Heritage Center? Is anyone planning on going to the Heritage Center?
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
That's right here, actually.
Okay.
It's right up there.
Now this is fantastic. This is more of an adventure than anything I had anticipated.
Yeah, the entrance is over there in front of the whalebone skull.
Okay.
And then this is our grocery store.
Okay.
They're both only about 2.5 blocks away from our hotel.
Great. I'm looking forward to checking that out. I understand Pop-Tarts are really expensive.
Everything, I'm sure. You guys know those cases of water you get for like $2, $4 for 24?
Yeah.
They're like $34, $35, $40 here.
There's the Lions Lodge, and oh, that's the is that the fire department off to the right?
And then our hotel's right up there.
Oh, I see. We've got post office. I guess I could, and that's really wild. That is really wild. I got a great view of Denali when we flew in. I just happened to be on the right side of the aircraft, and you know, it was just, it was great.
We're planning on going to the whalebone arch. It's right over there. You can see it from here.
Okay,
So
fantastic.
it's right behind the hotel.
Well, this whole place is just magnificent. I mean, it's different. It's what, I don't know what I had hoped for, but this is cool. This is really cool.
You just go up the stairs and the lady in the front can help you go check.
Well, made it to the hotel. This is my room at the hotel in Barrow. Got a modern bathroom where everything's very clean. Shower, bathtub, all of that. I've got a closet. I've got a desk. I've got a dresser. I've got a chair. I'm told I have internet access. I have, it looks like 2 queen-size beds, which are pretty nice. And got some nice artwork. And then I've got a lovely view out here. So I think I might just kind of take it easy for a bit now because it's been a hectic flight in and I might just sort of relax. Well, YouTube, let's look around the area here. And this apparently is the Barrow, Alaska supermarket. And here comes a little truck along here. Don't want to get run over. But anyway, this apparently is the supermarket at Barrow, Alaska. So why don't we head inside and see what they've got, see what the prices are. There's a few odds and ends that I need myself. So just walking along here. Just walking along. Oh, it looks like it's open 8 a.m. to midnight. That's good in case I need to get out at midnight. And let's check it out. Don't think anyone's gonna mind me just walking around with a selfie stick as long as I don't look. Oh, sunglasses. I might need some of those. Ah, Krispy Kremes. We are indeed in a civilized world. Graham crackers, marshmallows, Hershey bars. I guess they make s'mores here. It looks like $6.89 for marshmallows. It looks like just under $10 for some Hershey's bars. They have, this is Campbell soup, and it's The cream of chicken and mushroom is $4.65 a can. This is expensive stuff. Let me find the things I'm looking for though. Oh, let's find out how much. Hokey smokes. Look at that. Gallon of milk is $13. Wow. Oh, maybe you could get a picture of that thing there. That's whale bones?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like a native village that's not used anymore.
It's already
Okay.
they live here before.
Okay, so they lived here before, and then they moved to town, and that is really something. Okay, United States Air Force, Point Barrow, Long Range Polar Site. Warning! It says it is unlawful to enter this area without permission. Okay, it looks like some sort of radar domes around there. I'll just kind of oh, they've got the American flag, which is a little tattered at the edges. But I'll just do a little turn around here. I don't see anything, but I see some big equipment stuff. And I guess they're looking for missiles or bombers or whatever that might be coming over from Russia. So it's kind of a interesting thing. If I was in the Air Force, I'm not so sure I'd want to be posted out here, particularly not in the winter. It must be awfully lonely and awfully desolate. And these things right here seem to be some old whale bones. I wish I knew more about them, but let me get they're pretty big. It's impressive to think that there are critters this size, mammals this size, swimming around in the ocean. And I really wish I knew what the story was on them. I have a taxi cab driver who's been giving me some of the local history, but unfortunately most of the time I'm just really not able to understand what he's saying. But these things are pretty big. I can put my hand next to it to kind of give you an idea of the size. So whatever this means or whatever it's for, it's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. And this, I think, is from the blowhead whale. It's very impressive. A lot to read there. I don't know if I have the time to read it all, but it's very impressive. Let me just sort of step back. I'm told that this area is a college. And, oh, it's different parts of that bone structure are labeled. And I'm told that where I am right now is college campus. I don't know whether I can believe that or not, as that it's unlike any college I've ever seen before, but I'm told they have classrooms and dormitories and professors and teachers and the whole bit. It's interesting how there are little labels on these different parts of these creatures or mammals, and that humans go out and hunt them. And in a way, it does make me profoundly sad, because mammals, they have highly developed nervous systems. They have brains. They experience fear, anxiety, pain, social isolation, just the same way as a human. The same way we experience grief, depression, sorrow, and pain. And these creatures were hunted, still are hunted. And part of me just finds that so profoundly sad. But bad thoughts away. Don't want to fall victim to depression. All right, people. It's my first full day in the Arctic, and it looks like the sun's coming out a little bit, or it was a moment ago. You can just kind of make out my shadow there on the ground, so it's not so overcast that you can't see my shadow. Let's have a look at this. This is a combination fresh bakery and Cruz's Mexican Grill. So it looks like Lillian's Fresh Baked and Lillian's and a Mexican restaurant. It's still pretty early, so I think that's the employee's entrance. It's still pretty early, so I don't know if they're be open in the morning. Attention customers, face mask required. Yeah, it is like a Tuesday, so I don't think it's opened until 1 p.m. till 6, or it's at 11. I think a 1 fell off, and that's probably at 11 o'clock. And what time is it right now? It's 9:30 in the morning, so let's forget about that. Did I say that I pulled the nightshades at the hotel and I slept quite well? So coming over this way, I do believe we're coming up to the famous Whalebone Arch. And let's look at the Whalebone Arch. One thing that surprised me about the Arctic, at least so far, is it's not that cold. At least not where I've been. A little bit muddy, not that cold. And this, I believe, is a famous Whalebone Arch. Okay. Don't say that I never take you anywhere. And this is clearly a couple of old boats. Here's another old boat, which I suppose looks about like what you expect an old boat to look like. Here are some whale bones which resemble human whale bones, except larger. And let's walk down to the beach. Not exactly Cocoa Beach in Florida or Miami Beach, but I guess this is a beach. And this thing in front of me would be the Arctic Ocean. So let's get a little closer. Let's get a little closer. And we'll do kind of a panoramic shot around here. Surf's up, huh? And what I'm going to do is maybe see that there's my hand. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kind of dip my hand in the art. I'm going to dip my hand right there. Ah! The Arctic Ocean. You see that? I dipped my hand in the Arctic Ocean. What do you think of that? Quite the adventure, I should say. And let's find out what other trouble I'm able to get myself into. Okay, so that's my hotel, the Top of the World Tundra Touring Incorporated. And then what I'm going to do is just pan around about 180 degrees, and I'll use the magnification there. And then out on the horizon, I noticed this, a whole series of crosses, and I asked, what are all those crosses out there? And somebody told me, well, they're the cemetery, at least one of the cemeteries. So I suppose that stands to reason. I'm going to drop down to normal magnification again. When I was out at the whalebone arch there and checking out the Arctic Ocean just a few moments ago, I was approached by three extremely nice young natives, I guess somewhere around 12 or 13 years old. Very articulate, very friendly, very welcoming. Asked me where I was from, and we talked a while, and they wanted to know I was from California, and really attractive kids, really well behaved, and it's just a very, very nice experience. But I asked them if they wanted to be interviewed for YouTube, and they very politely declined. And I can certainly understand their reticence in that if you lived in a place like this perhaps your whole life, and if you met somebody who said he was from California, how would that make you feel? I mean, would you be proud of your native ancestry, that you're able to, your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents were all able to live successfully in a place like this? Or would you be kind of self-conscious about what appears to us as the squalor? Because the conditions out here are very, very, well, difficult as far as the weather is concerned, and it ages things. So what I'm doing is taking a short walk. We're going to go down to the Barrow Alaska supermarket, and I understand a can of Campbell's soup is about $4.50, $5, because essentially everything needs to be either flown in or shipped in. And in the winter time, you can't actually ship in anything because the Arctic Ocean freezes over. At that point, all you can do is fly things in. There's no roads coming into or out of this town because it just wouldn't last that long. So, walking along, having a good time, and oh, that says police on it, so the police around here drive around in pickup trucks. Anyway, I'll get back to you when we're at the supermarket. And now, here we have come to the Barrow, Alaska supermarket. And let's just go inside and see what we can find. See what sort of delicacies they have in there. Oh, this is something I did yesterday when I was at the Anchorage, Alaska airport, taking inspiration from Anthony Bourdain from Parts Unknown. I tried eating reindeer sausage, and it was actually quite tasty. I enjoyed it very much, although it was difficult for me because I tried not to think of Rudolph when I was eating it. But reindeer sausage, and unfortunately the video didn't work. I hit the wrong button, so I wasn't able to record it for you or for posterity. But let's go into this market. We'll see what we can find. Out the window we have Barrow, and just panning around. This is a large place, and it's kind of a general purpose store. They sell sunglasses, clothing, shoes. They sell all sorts of stuff. And it's a big place. It's the size of a warehouse over here. And they have tamales and nacho cheese and fried chicken and all sorts of goodies. Let's walk a little bit. They have fresh sliced watermelon and orange segments, and actually this is on sale. It's about 50% off, but typically it looks like these are about $10 or $11 per pound. But this is the 50% off table. Well, the produce may be expensive, but it looks very fresh. It looks very nice. Expensive stuff though. Campbell's soup is about twice what you'd pay in California, but they have the cream of mushroom soup, which is always one of my staples for cooking. And then it looks like they've got the more premium brands as well. Graham crackers, marshmallows, and Hershey's bars. Everything you need to make s'mores. You know, I once had a student from the United Kingdom, one of many, and he didn't know what a s'more was. Can you imagine? Speaking of s'mores, I found the Pop-Tarts. It's $5.69 for, you know, the standard sized box of Pop-Tarts, or if you want the jumbo size, it's $7.59. So quite the specialty for those of you who love Pop-Tarts. And hey, who among us doesn't love Pop-Tarts? Now this is something you just won't see in California anymore. That's Aunt Jemima Pancake Syrup. And in California, it is now marketed or sold as Pearl Mill because Aunt Jemima, of course, is quite racist and simply doesn't fly in California. They'd probably have a riot if you stack that on the shelves in California. And to go along with your Aunt Jemima pancake syrup, there is, Aunt Jemima pancake mix. They'll probably have to take that off. And Kodiak cakes. Yeah, they've got Mrs. Butterworth and other well-known people. Now, this is something I've been wondering about since I arrived. I haven't seen any cats or dogs here in Barrow. And I think one of the reasons may well be that cat food and cat care products here sell for about twice what they would sell for in California. So in Barrow, having a dog or cat will cost you about twice the feed what it would in California. Not only does this store sell Pop-Tarts, as you'd expect, but look, you can buy bicycles. This one has the extra fat Tundra tires, which is for riding on snow. And am I reading that right? $781? I could buy a car in California for less than that. But toys for the children, swinging around, appliances such as washers and dryers, camping, sporting good equipment. Coming this way, we have, oh my goodness, all sorts of stuff. Power tools. This is essential hardware. And so this is kind of like a little mini Costco. Oh boy, S'mores Rocky Road. Rocky Road is a candy bar made by a local, at least local for me, candy manufacturer right over in Hayward across the San Francisco Bay. So this is kind of a taste of home, and they also make look as well. So they're carrying chocolate made in the good old San Francisco Bay Area. Well, I am happy to see that. What we have here is a satellite dish, and it would be trained on a geostationary satellite. That's a satellite at about 24,000 feet above the Earth's equator. And the fact that it's pointing so close to the horizon gives you an indication of just how high our latitude is up here. We're pretty darn far north. Well, the sun's coming out, so the whalebone monument there looks a little bit more cheery. And here is the local bakery and Mexican restaurant. And it's 11 o'clock, so let's see if it's opened and if I can go in and get some Mexican food. Well, YouTube, I'm, as you can see by my watch there, it is midnight, or just about 8 minutes past midnight. And it's overcast and a little foggy, but the sun's still up in the sky. So I'm taking a midnight stroll with the sun up. It's not even all that cold. And I am going to walk over to the Arctic Ocean. So I'm running around the park, going to another one, and a four-wheeler all-terrain. I wanted to get out to the crash site of the famous pilot Wiley Post and his friend Will Rogers, but they said it was muddy and that you'd need a four-wheeler, and I couldn't get there. It's too far to get there on foot, they said. And that was a disappointment. Wiley Coast was a great pilot, and Will Rogers was a good friend of his. Together they were attempting to flight around the world when they crashed in Barrow and actually died. Roy Rogers was a film star, movie star. He was a pundit, a newspaper writer, a philosopher, just kind of everything, super popular. He's the guy who said, "I never met a man I didn't like." Speaking of the Okies, back in the early 20th century during the Dust Bowl, the people from Oklahoma who went to California looking for a better life, he said when the Okies left Oklahoma to California, it improved the level of intelligence in both states. In other words, he said that Okies were the dumbest of the Oklahomans, but still smarter than your average Californian. Being a Californian myself, I don't know quite what to say about that. I'll tell you what, on my way out to the ocean, I am going to just walk between this whalebone arch here. Earlier today, the sky was sort of clear. It was nice because you could see blue sky. You could see out towards the horizon. It's just very nice. Looks like I pretty much have the beach to myself. This nice morning. Looks like just a piece of driftwood. And on a whaleboat or anything like that. So here we are, the Arctic Ocean. Let's just take a walk along it. Now, oh, it's a little bit windy out here and a little bit of noise from the moderate surf. Back in 2016, I attended the graduation ceremony at Stanford University. That is to say, I went to watch the graduation ceremony. I wasn't a graduate myself. And the keynote speaker they had out there was Ken Burns, the filmmaker, the guy who did the Civil War and many other PBS series. A man I have always admired. And what he said was that we all need to use whatever influence, power, whatever talent we have to prevent Donald Trump from being elected our 45th president. And with that, I agree with him just 100%. Then after that, Ken Burns said, and you know what? You should travel. Go out. See the world. Visit our national parks. Explore places that you've never been to before. And hearing that, I was pretty upset So I found his advice upsetting because at that time I was a full-time solo stay-at-home parent, or excuse me, as a full-time solo stay-at-home caregiver for an elderly parent. Taking a couple of hours off just to attend the Stanford graduation, that was a luxury for me. How the heck was I supposed to go out and explore and experience the national parks, given the responsibilities that I had? If I was addressing a large number of people such as he was, I wouldn't say, oh, just go out and explore, see the world, because I'm very much aware of the fact that so many people simply can't pack their bag and leave on a whim. It's let's go look at the ocean a little bit. I'm here, I'll off my vehicle. I'm here, so I hear sometimes in the years you can see glaciers out here, and of course sometimes it well, during the winter it freezes over. Actually, what I'm looking at here is snow and ice, although it's dirty snow and dirty ice. As far as Barrow is concerned, well, since it's so far north, and since it's inside the Arctic Circle, from that point of view alone, it's interesting because it's a novelty. But if you come to visit, there's something that you'll soon discover, and that is there isn't a whole heck of a lot to do out here. Now, in the winter months, I'm told there are some times, well, there, the conditions are right, where they'll see beautiful displays of the northern lights, the aurora borealis, virtually every night. Now, what I've been told, they'll go weeks and weeks, and each night they'll see another display of the aurora borealis. That's something I'd like to see. Of course, you don't see it in the summer months because it's all like, yeah, that's well, that's not snow, that's solid ice. So I've got my hand on a little iceberg. And look at that. There's another little iceberg. And there's a third little iceberg. Let's see if I can break some off on with my foot here. It's pretty hard stuff. It's like really hard packed snow. But I think I'm able to break some off. Let me get up here a little bit. And what I'm looking at, there's some trash, which is a shame. But then, if you look around, you're going to see that Barrow, Alaska, well, I won't say it. That looks like bags of sand or something like that. Where what we have over here are our little icebergs that have washed ashore. Okay, I'm going to vent my anger here. You darn aboard, icebergs. I'll never forget what you did to the Titanic. It was all your fault that the Titanic sunk. And I just want you to know that I hold you personally responsible. There, I did it. I gave those nasty old icebergs a severe tongue lashing, one which I hope they shall never, never forget. Still, like I said, it's about 19 minutes, almost 20 minutes after midnight. Here I am on the beach, on the shore of the Arctic Ocean. And what is this? It looks like a child's toy. Like a little Pepsi can. Really should pick up that Pepsi can and toss it away because it's just garbage. Who am I? One person, one horse, to attempt to clean up all of Barrow, Alaska. Barrow, Alaska has, I'm afraid, a lot of trash, but the people who live here seem to have a sense of civic pride. They seem very nice and friendly, but not the sort of people who would want to be interviewed for a YouTube channel, and that much I can certainly understand, because if you compare this to Miami Beach or something like that, it might seem a bit primitive and rustic, a little bit run down. I should be leaving later today, but I suppose whenever I that Mexican restaurant, and the food was quite good. I had special, which was 3 green enchiladas, your choice of meat, with rice and greens, and on top there was sour cream and chopped up lettuce and tomato, and yeah, it was good. What's that over there? And it was good, but the thing which was a little disappointing to me was that due to the COVID situation, it was takeout only. It seems that all of these restaurants are takeout only. Now this rusty structure to our right, I'm guessing, is some sort of sea break or something. I don't really know, but it's clearly an artificial structure. Let's move along. So later today, when I leave Barrow, I think I'll be relieved to get back to a place like Anchorage, Alaska, that actually has more of the amenities of life. In certain ways, this place reminds me of the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan, where they launched Sputnik and Yuri Gagarin in Mike and the dog and all of those people. And the reason is both of them experience harsh weather, this more than Kazakhstan. And as a result, any structure weathers very quickly and significantly. But I don't really associate it with poverty. I just sort of associate it with the harsh climate. So although I'm going for a midnight walk and there's no one else around, I feel totally safe. I guess these things out here are shipping containers. The Mexican restaurant that I went to had a bakery attached to it. The bakery had rice pudding, creme brulee, tiramisu, cheesecake, all of which looked good, and all of which I would have liked to have tried, but, well, I didn't. And it being midnight, it's long closed. That big supermarket I showed you early on, that's open to midnight every day. And so it closed about 20 minutes ago, but I couldn't take a midnight walk down there. One of the things that they serve at my hotel is reindeer sausage. And as much as I like it, I did want to eat it twice in 2 days. So instead, for dinner, I ordered southern fried pork chops, mashed potatoes, and gravy, which was actually quite good. Off in the distance, I hear a dog barking. Haven't seen any dogs here. And I'm assuming it must be pretty difficult for them because winter months, because it must be very, very cold, although I'm old and the dogs get used to it. And then I have a few cats. Cats all stay inside. And didn't get over to visit the cemetery. Now, one thing I did see was Barrow has very nice, very modern, very well-equipped library, the Catholic library. I have an internet, although it's slower than what I am used to with television. It's not exactly the broadband, but it works. So they have that. Here's something over in the distance. I think it's some young people whipping it up and playing. Oh, yeah, you hear that? I think it's just some young people whipping it up and playing around. I suppose I could go and visit the cemetery right now. The place looks pretty creepy anyway. Cemeteries I find scary. You wouldn't go to one in the dark. The only experience I have with being in a cemetery in the dark was back in 2017. I was at a place called Silverton, Oregon. That was in August, and I was up there for the great eclipse, total eclipse of the sun. So I flew into the airport, got a rental car, had my little portable West-Star telescope, and turned the rental car. Now, The partial phase of the eclipse was already beginning as I was driving north. So, although it was a blue sunny sky, the light was dimming. It was kind of like it on an intense day. The further north I went, the more totality I had. But I kind of wanted to set up my telescope and start observing. Driving along north. And I see these different groups set up in like church parking lots or shopping centers, impromptu stargazing parties set up wherever people kind of gather. It's a rural area up there with farmland. And I figure, okay, next time I see a group of observers, whoever they are, wherever they are, just pulling the car over, and I'm going to set up my telescope. The next group of observers I saw was in this creepy old western cemetery. Okay, I'll join them. I pull over this creepy western cemetery and set up something strange. And not a great time. Yeah, it scared me at all. One reason was I knew there were other people around, and the other reason was I knew the darkness was only going to be temporary. 7 seconds as I recall. 1 minute and 47 seconds. One thing that was odd is, as I said, it was farmland, so naturally people own dogs. And right about at the moment when totality hit, one dog started barking and all the other dogs from all around started barking. So I was in this area all around me, surrounded by 360 degrees. I could hear dogs barking frantically, so clearly they knew. And they were alarmed. But it was a very, very strange experience. It's getting a little bit chilly out here. A little bit windy, a little bit foggy. So I think I'm going to sign off for now. But I hope you enjoy our midnight stroll in the Arctic in beautiful downtown Barrow, Alaska. So, the potholes out here are horrendous. So the cars get all suspension and tires gets all hideously out of whack. So I'll join you later. Bye now. This is the artwork in the elevator at the hotel. Well, they look like a happy bunch, don't they? Oh, that's by the Whale Arch that I was just at, and it looks like there's snow on the beach, so it must be getting close to the fall. Oh, okay, I'm getting it out. Just for fun, I might want to film this, making a little bit of an early trip to the airport. They would have given me a free shuttle ride, but I figure to leave about 45 minutes early, jump the gun, and get the boarding pass and everything else I need. So how do you like Barrow?
Oh, love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
Nice place to live?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose so.
No place to spend money here.
Oh, okay, that's a good way to economize. Good way to economize.
Yeah.
And that's a church over to the left, obviously, yeah. hard though in the winter when it's dark all the time.
Yes.
Now you see the northern lights in the winter time?
Oh yeah, almost every day.
Almost every day.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing that might well entice me to come back in the winter time.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the northern lights from here,
Uh-huh.
but it gets pretty darn cold.
Yeah.
So typically, how cold does it get?
40 below.
About 40 below zero. I've never experienced anything
That low.
like, no, I've never experienced anything that cold. Nothing like it at all.
Yeah.
I,
In the winter time, they can see the northern light from Fairbanks too.
Fairbanks, Alaska?
Yeah.
That might be an interesting place to go. I understand they have, tours set up for that.
Yeah.
That might be. Oh, we're at the airport already. Yeah, they've got general aviation planes.
China Hot Spring.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's that?
China.
Oh.
China Hot Spring and Fairbanks.
Oh, okay. Those might be interesting places to go. And here we are. I recognize the Alaska airline terminal. And this is fantastic. You got me there in no
Yeah.
time at all. I think. Well, I'm here at the Barrow Alaska Alaska Airways terminal at the airport. There's only one flight out today, at least only one passenger flight today, and that's mine. And I'll just show you the terminal building. Yeah, it's all there. I'm just going to be on the one and only passenger flight out today.